Okay, this is the Byte3. This is the Byte3 mini PC from Azulle. And what you see is the way that I have my computer set up. This is a Windows PC. It goes Windows 10. And what I like to do if I'm wanting to use a Windows 10 PC as a media center, which is what we're demonstrating here because it's the streaming advisor, not the PC advisor. What we're doing is we've got the tablet view set up, and you're looking at all of the media programs that I have downloaded right now, pretty much from the Windows Store. And you see just on display that a lot of the main heavy hitter programs that you would think of for streaming are available, including what I love, the CW app. We have Kodi in place. We downloaded that from the Windows Media Store. We downloaded a Plex app for Windows 10. Not in the Windows Media Store. We downloaded PlayOn. We downloaded that from the PlayOn website along with its full server. So we have the full PlayOn server. We're actually running a full Plex server that we downloaded from the Plex website. So you have a lot of options because you've got full PC browsing as far as what you can download, what you can add. Something else that we downloaded from a website was download.com. We downloaded BlueStacks, and I'm going to show you a little bit about BlueStacks if you're not familiar with it. I think you're really going to like it. But the cool thing about the tablet mode, which is what we've got this set up in, is the tablet mode always looks like this. So you don't kind of get lost on a wonky desktop, and you feel much more like you're using something made for a TV. In settings, something that we did to work with this is we, for one, had to go into where tablet mode is. You see you've got your whole menu here. You go into tablet mode and you tell it, use tablet mode, don't ask me, always switch. Something else we've done is in display settings, we've changed the size of the text and apps so that they were larger. This allows you to be able to read the text on the screen while you're sitting on the couch, or your favorite chair. It gives you more of a view made for a television instead of something on a PC. It allows you to read the menus without squinting. And that's going to be pretty important for your just basic functions. You'll see that we have a cursor here. This isn't the standard remote that comes with the device. This is the Azulle remote made for Windows, and it has all the Windows function buttons and things like that, as well as air mouse functionality, right and left click. So we're using this for the demonstration. A really cool thing to use to get set up is like a mini keyboard, or even like the Logitech dongle-based keyboard. So from this home screen, you can get to everything you really need to go to. You can see all of the apps versus what we've got pinned. The pinned apps are always going to appear up here on your start menu, which is where we really are. Like I said, you can go into the settings. Real easy. You can change everything you need to do, including adding or uninstalling, reinstalling things through this feature here. It's actually very easy to get to, pretty intuitive. You want to get rid of something, you go to it, you just click on uninstall. Real easy. Everything that you have installed is going to appear here, so it's real easy to do maintenance like that. Windows 10 has Cortana, and Cortana sort of acts as your search for everything. So instead of going into like your Windows search, if you're looking for something like the Task Manager or something like that, you just start going into Cortana. It'll figure out what you're looking for. Apparently I fumbled a bit. ASK. And already it pulls up Task Manager, and you can just select it. So that's pretty easy. So that is just sort of a quick quick overview of the way that the system works as far as the basic functions. But what I want to show you is what are you doing if you're using this as a media PC? You can do so much, and that's why I like it. Like I said, you can download a full Plex server onto your device here. And you can go in and see all of your stuff and access it. I really like that. And I really like the Windows app for Plex. I think it's a pretty classy looking app. Again, I'm using this with a remote control, and you can navigate the entire menu pretty easily, as well as switch around to different settings. Like there's our Byte3 server. The Byte3 server is set up really basic. I mean, I've barely got anything in it. I just wanted to see what it would look like with a basic setup, so we added one channel, the PBS channel. But you can access all of your different working Plex servers from this. I don't have a lot on my shield here. I do have channels though. So I like that. This is a full-on Plex app. This is a nice, solid app, and I think it works really well. I'm not sure if I like it as much as I like the one for things like Roku, but I do think that it's a good one. So we'll go ahead and get out of that. Now, something really cool, besides all of the great apps that you can just download directly from the Windows Microsoft Store, is, like I said, you can use a browser to go ahead and download other stuff. And something that we did was we downloaded BlueStacks. If you're unfamiliar with BlueStacks, BlueStacks is an emulator for Android. I mean, what it's going to do is it looks just like an Android media player in your system. I'm just getting out of this stuff right here. And as you see here, this is Android's launcher for the Yugos. This is the Yugos Android launcher. I downloaded the Yugos Android launcher because I think it's an easy media PC friendly kind of launcher. But in this, you have all of your apps. You start off with BlueStacks. BlueStacks is kind of made for gaming. And you just go into the Google Play Store and you can add any launcher you like from the Google Play Store. Or use a browser and download anything else that you can find. But I think it's really cool that you can then install things like Aptoid TV, because you can jump in and access a TV-based app store for Android and just use it to your heart's content without having to switch from one kind of box to another. You can have your Android functionality in with the PC functionality. And just so you know, you don't have to have it small like that. You know, you can have your full screen Android look. I was just doing that for the sake of showing that it was a program within a program. So I think it's really neat that you can do the two different things, that you can have both an Android environment and a Windows environment all together. Something else nice about a Windows PC like this is when you jump into something like Netflix, you've got some functionality that is a little different than pretty much anything else other than maybe a tablet. And that's that you can download things directly to your device. Like I set up a download earlier. You see it says downloading right there. Let's see what it's doing. Boop. It's downloading an episode of The 100. And what it's going to do is download that directly to the PC so I can watch it without being on the internet. And that's cool. You know, if you ever lose internet connectivity, if you've got a nice little library of entertainment, you can download things for later and just launch it without using any bandwidth. And that's going to be a big deal for people who have data caps. You download a couple of episodes of something that you want to watch. If you want to binge Stranger Things, download it. And then you can pull it up and watch it later. You can do the same thing with PlayOn, which is a server that we downloaded and set up from PlayOn's website. But the way that you do that is really easy. Basically, you go into a selection, and as you scroll down, you have the option to download. And so that's really cool. Otherwise, this is a pretty standard Netflix setup. You can scroll through. I mean, there's nothing new about Netflix, but Netflix is the standard for streaming. So I thought we should jump in and just take a quick look at that. But we're going to leave that and go into some other things. I was telling you about PlayOn. With PlayOn, you have an entire, you download the PlayOn server. You have to sign up for the service to get the most out of it, but they have a lot of great sales pretty regularly that will allow you to access anything you want. And what PlayOn does is it sets up a GUI that allows you to explore the websites for all of these networks via a computer without having to fumble around too much with the browsers. See what I mean? So you go in and you say, oh, okay, I want to watch The Blacklist. There it is, full episodes. And see, the thing is that there's PlayOn browsers for other devices, but what you can do when you're using it on a PC is you've actually got the server on the PC. We've got a PlayOn server downloaded. Plex, like I said, the same thing. Jump into Kodi. This is, of course, the Windows version of Kodi versus the Android version of Kodi, so there are some differences. But if you enjoy Kodi on Windows, it's right there, the full Kodi. We've downloaded some basic stuff. Jump in and watch some news. Come on, you. Isn't it great when you're trying to highlight something and it slows up on you? There we go. If you've never seen Haystack TV, it's a pretty cool system. Add-on, all right. Are you going to let us watch a little news? I think I chose the wrong app to highlight right now. So why don't we... There we go. Okay. Sorry about the hold up there. Should have made sure that YouTube was installed. But in general, I like being able to jump into Kodi on Windows because it has a different feel than Kodi does on Android. But at the same time, if you do want to jump into Kodi on Android, because we've got an emulator on there, you can. It's right in the apps. We've got SPMC in place. And there it is. So you can have both versions of Kodi on one box. I think that's really cool. You know, you can also have, like I said, a full Plex server in place, which I like. So as far as media servers, a device like this really does a lot for you. I mean, it really does a lot for you. So in general, I think that this is a really cool way to go. Now, some people ask about games. Yes, you can play games. You can play Windows-based games. This isn't a Windows gaming PC, though, so keep that in mind. But if you want to download some games from the game store, play it. It handles, 3D graphics decently well and has pretty good power for that. But for my taste, I'm using this as a media player. And I think it works very well as a media player. And I like the fact that you can do things like have full browsers. I think that I must have clicked on something wrong. Let's do the Air Mouse and Google Chrome. There we go. But you can have a full browser. You can go to any website you want to and check out what you need. And if you still want to do things like check email or something like that, you can. But using this as a media player works pretty good. And it's very, very diverse. So check it out. This is from Azulle. We'll put a link in so that you can find out more information and pick one up. And as always, stream on, my friends.